What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is part two of my series. This part right here called Ego and Shadows. I apologize because I was actually supposed to record this last night, but I got caught up in some other shit, so I didn't have the opportunity. So I'm recording this today. Um, so Ego and Shadow. What is that? Well, there's a lot that's been wrote about it. Um, Stuff like that. So, quick runabout. The ego is basically like your persona, your mask that you present to the world. It's like basically like what you. It's like the all the good aspects that you think that the world will accept you for and give you validation for is your ego. Now, there's nothing wrong with ego, but one thing you shouldn't do is you don't let ego run you. You don't like your ego is supposed to be like a side character. You know what I'm saying? So like, let's say your true self is Batman, ego is Robin. You know what I mean? Like your ego is there, but it shouldn't be saying like you shouldn't be running off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like that, all your you're saying like that. No, um, like I said, that's I know it's gonna be hard. It's gonna trust me, it's gonna be hard because okay, so I'll give you a quick example myself. Um, when I was growing up, I had a lot of issues, like just with like self esteem, self worth, just a lot of the cells. I'll get to the cells later, but I had a lot of like issues with that. So like my my ego, my persona, my mask that I put up was to basically like was combat was to kind of like block off that so where I didn't have to really put myself out there. It's like kind of like I acted in a way where you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't have to question my worth or stuff like that. My you know what I'm saying? So like it's and I battled that like fucking for a long time. Like before I actually got down and like did my shadow work, it was a huge part of why I battled a lot of depression, addictions. Like I did like addictions. Like I went from meth to cocaine to pills to thizzles. Yeah, thizzles. Like back when you know what I'm saying, we used to pop pills and shit. Like you know what I'm saying, like not Molly's and shit, but like the actual ecstasy pills. Like yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Like my addictions were hugely driven off of that, off of my ego. You know what I'm saying? Just like really, it's like that and depression went hand in hand. Cause I'll fight my depression by by the drugs, and the drugs would just numb me out. Where you know what I mean. So I had that issue. So yeah, um, but like it just I didn't have a healthy way of I just didn't have no healthy ways. Now the shadow is so basically like the ego is like I said like all the good aspects you want to show to the world. Now the shadow is how can I say the shadow is like all the your traumas, your experiences, your feelings and emotions that you kind of swept under the rug that you kind of like have hidden that just hide just have hidden because you think that society will like judge you like just judge you for or they would or just like you feel shame or whatever negative feelings you feel for it, that's your shadow. And I think that's the hardest part about your shadow is it's like if you actually having this okay, so let's go back to okay, the shadow. I explained what the shadow was. Like those are like just just all those stuff that I just described, and it's like you haven't properly processed them. So it's like in your mind, it's like you won't. It's like you don't want to process it because you don't really want to face yourself. You don't want to like really dig deep into yourself, which you should. Because I feel like and this is like I said, I'm not a psychologist, but when you do your shadow work, if you have depressions, if you deal with depression, do your shadow work because your shadow work 100% will clear up your depression. 100%. I guarantee you. If you actually serious with your shadow work, you actually delve deep and you do the work, you will not be depressed. You will not have no you will not have no bouts of depression, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee it. I promise you. So try it. If you deal with any type of depression, do your shadow work. All right. Once again, like if you're if you're doing your shadow work and you need help, um, and you know what I'm saying, like contact me. Like that's what I'm here for. You know what I mean? Like um, pretty much yes. Like I can't explain it. Like I really I could explain it, but I don't want to because it's um it's not something that I want to broadcast like that. Like I need you to first attempt to do the work first. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're having really trouble, come holler at me or everything. Cause like I'm actually I've been okay. Like I said, I don't want to get too much into it, but like I'm a really good listener. I'm really good at helping you, helping people, just kind of like locate issues and issues and problems. And I feel like I provide a pretty like a safe place for you to do so. You know what I mean? But like like I said, start the work first, see how it goes, and then come talk to me. Now we talk about shadow work. Now I like I'm gonna explain a story about like my process of my shadow work that I did. That is I don't know it's that I didn't know whether or not to talk about this, but like but as I talk about this, this is gonna lead to like a path that not only dealt with what I'm gonna talk about, but also opened my eyes to um just every a lot of other things. All right, so okay, you guys strapped in. All right, so basically, growing up, I had attraction toward trans women, right? And like this whole time, like before I started working on my myself, I was wondering like what like does this make me gay? Am I gay? I don't know. Like I didn't know. But see, because like I was never attracted to men. It wasn't men. It was just trans women. And I don't know. People, there's a lot of crude things said about it. But then as I started doing my shadow work, I started understanding some things. One is that like male, female, a race that doesn't matter. We're all humans. We're all people. You know what I mean? Like what I found out about myself is I don't. It's like I don't look at you in terms of like sex wise, race wise. I look at you soul wise. Like what kind of person are you? You know what I mean? Like are you a good person? You know what I mean? Like what you say like, and that's what I started realizing is that like me, just me. This is me. This is not nobody else. This is me. This is like my feelings. Like me. I'm really good at determining the type of person you are. You know what I mean? If you're a good person and you actually are have good intentions and stuff, I have a very good filter, intuition or whatnot of that. So that that is one thing I learned as I was doing my shadow work is like I'm really good at that. Which is why I tell you guys like if you need help, I can't help because I'm really I'm just I don't want to explain too much, but just know that like if you need help, like come find me. You know what I mean? And I will. Like I'm not there's not it's not I'm not gonna charge you any money. It's because like I said, like me helping you work on yourself and you actually working on yourself and becoming your true version of yourself helps me because that actually raises your frequency, which in turn helps me hit my hit my missions of raising the frequency of the earth. You know what I mean? And also of tearing down the old system and beliefs and starting new ones. Because like once again, so the second thing I realized with the trans is like it's like I would it's like okay like you could say trans women, but what I seen, what I didn't know at the time, but what I do know now is more I'm more attracted to people who are in tune with their masculine and feminine sides. Because like with all the time with like that I mess with trans women, it's only probably one that I actually um had like actual like really feelings for. All the others were like I was you know what I'm saying like see okay so me basically like I see you as a person but like I have to actually interact with you to figure you out. So like I how do I explain this? It's like kind of like a weeding out process. You know what I mean? But see, I didn't know that at the time that I know now. It's like what I ultimately that's what I'm attracted to is are people who are good-hearted but also are in tune with their feminine and masculine selves. And no, it's like masculine and feminine is not it's not a physical thing. These are traits. Like if you're in tune with your feminine side, that means you're a nurturer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying like you receive love. You know what I'm saying? Like you're somebody who loves. You're a nurturer. And like the masculine is more like you have strong morals. You have strong characteristics. You know what I mean? It's like that's like that's like the masculine. You know what I mean? Like it's not like do you look all do you look swole or do you look buff? It's not a physical aspect. You know what I'm saying? Feminine is not a physical aspect. It's not like are you know what I'm saying? They're like are you really like girly pop or whatever they want? No, that's not what it is. You know what I mean? And then and I also that's when I realized like my last relationship was with a girl who was both feminine and masculine. You know what I mean? Like she was she was feminine. Like she loved, but she was also masculine because like she was just like if you didn't know better, you'd be like, damn, it's like she's like tomboyish, but not like in a not in like in but just in a really feminine way. She was tomboy, but in a really feminine way. And yeah. And then as I started doing my shadow work, I started realizing some things. First thing is all right, now this may sound crazy, but I'm gonna tell you this. Whatever you believe in, God, Allah, Source, the universe, you know that the higher power is both feminine and masculine. You guys realize that, right? Like, period. I know that that actually sounds weird or not, but I'm telling you, it's true. Um, and like, okay, so I don't know how to say this, but I'm gonna say it I, like I was put here. I would like me personally. I was put here, and when I was put here, like my soul was put here to do what I told you my mission. My mission, but it's like I have, I have knowledge of things. You know what I'm saying? Like of the old ways, of ways that used to be before um, the system that we got put up today with the hierarchies and that's the like all that. That's not how it used to be back in the day. You know what I mean? It's like we were at the at the tips of it. We were more spiritual. We were more in tuned with the well, we don't have the four. It's like the 5D, 60, 70, all these other dimensions. We were more in tune with these other dimensions. You know what I mean? And a secret of I don't know if it's a big secret, but Earth is very unique in that there it's like just it's just very unique. They're like 'cause if I don't know if you guys know this, but like when it comes down to it, that's why I told when we go back to like male, female races, none of that really matters because at the end of the day, we're all souls in human bodies. You know what I mean? So when the human dies, where do you think the soul goes? We all go to the same. Well, not all of us. Most of us go to the same place. You know what I mean? Some go to a different place just because it's just because their rank, their spiritual rank is higher. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Um, and then there's some who are NPCs who have no soul at all, and they're just fucked. You know what I mean? Because they remain here. There's no they're just stuck here, which is I mean it's cool, but then it's like you gotta remember what Earth is for. Earth is for you, um, just growing as a soul. You know what I mean? Because like when you see your soul, it's like it's energy. Like all souls are energies, and like the higher frequency you're at, the brighter you are lit up. The brighter your soul is lit. So it's like when you're low vibrational, it's like it's your shit is heavy, and you don't want to be heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like being heavy means you're fucking you can't elevate yourself. And I told you, I always say like the way forward is up. You want to be closer to God. You want to be closer to Allah. You want to be closer to Source, the universe. Raise your frequency up. Don't you know what I'm saying? Like you can't you can't get close to God if you're down here. If you're fucking if you're like low vibrational. If you're like fucking bottom feeders, you're not. I'm just gonna break it down to you. You know. Um. But once again, it's like I feel like this is why I was entrusted with this. It's just because like I'm gonna tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? I'm like this is why because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you how. I'm gonna tell you, show you how to get there. I'm gonna help you get there, get to where you need to go. But you gotta want to get there first. I can't convince you, because this is where free will comes into play. Now, like, I sorry. Now I know a lot of people think that like a lot of things is mystical, magical, fair. A lot of shit is real. Like, where do you think all these fairy tales, and where do you think it all came from? I'm saying these are like the old ways of how things used to be done. You know what I mean? And what people don't realize is what they have hidden from you is that true spiritual awakening is the way is the way. Period. You know what I mean? You're like there's you want to go to heaven, you want to go wherever you want to go, you need to be awakened. You know what I mean? And I think that's the thing is when you're awakened, you that's when you start growing. You start I'm saying you start elevating, and eventually you get to a point where you don't need to keep coming down to earth to learn things. You already know it. So then now it's like you can come down to earth. It's like a vacation. You know what I mean? It's like you see those like I'm not gonna say like all, but there are some people who are like super rich, and the reason and they're enjoying life, like every day the vacation, every day the holiday, is because they got to the point where now when they come down here, they don't come down here to learn shit because they've already learned everything. You know what I'm saying? They learned everything. They already know everything. You know what I mean? So they're just out here. It's like they're on vacation basically. this is a vacation. Because look at Earth. Look, like Earth is one of the few places that has all of this. Where you know what I'm saying, you can have your vices, all that stuff. Where you know what I'm saying, you pick your player build. You know what I'm saying, it's not random. Because some people come in when they come in, it's random player build. You know what I mean? It's like random. You know what I mean? You get to pick your player build, click, you know what I'm saying? You pick how you wanna, you know what I'm saying, how your life is gonna turn out. Now how does this go back to the shadow of the ego? Good question. Sorry. I get sorry. I do that a lot because it's whatever. So basically what the basics is shadow work. Shadow work is so important. Like I don't know how much to tell you how important your shadow work is. Because let me tell you something. The human experience is why we're here. There's no good or bad human experience. It's all human experience. You know what I'm saying? Like there's like whatever labels you want to put on shit. Like just like we'll talk about this. Like trans women. Thought I was gay. I realized that gay is that label. That's like surface level shit. You understand? Because when I die and I go and I cross over, nobody's gonna look at me like, oh my god, like what did you do? They're gonna be like, oh, so how was it? And I'll be able to tell them all the experiences I had. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I've experienced all of the experiences. You know what I mean? And I feel like like just between you and me, this is actually my last go around on this earth. You know what I mean? So I feel like my the path that I led, I wanted a full range of experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like and I'm thankful for everything I've experienced because I've experienced a lot, and so it's like I have a lot. But the most important thing is I did not change. You know what I'm saying? Like my soul essence, my like the person I am, like who I am, I did not change, and I think that's the um that's also a reason why I went all through all this is to show and prove to people that no matter what you go through, that it won't it, like no matter what you go through, all the trials and tribulations, it don't have to change who you are as a person. You can still be the same person no matter what you go through. You can still remain the same person because I'm still the same person who I love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I love the feeling. I love when I see other people in love. I tell you, like, I tell you, okay, so basically, like, after my experiences, like, I had with my ex, I was big depression, big time addictions. I was just numbing. Like, I had kids with her, and then she died. Then I lost my kids, and I went into a, a fucking a depressive state. And you know what fucking got me out of it? I'm gonna tell y'all. All right, so it was last year. It was last year, August of last year. I was watching. It was a it was okay. Look, it was a Twitch stream. The Twitch streamers, right? They went to Hawaii. It was like your age and Senna, right? So then like I was watching that, and I know they say like now it's like the big 2026. We don't shit. Don't give a fuck. This is back in 2025, and we did shit, right? So like it was I their whatever you want to call whatever they had, whatever connection that you think or don't think they had, it kind of it put that spark back in my head of like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, like of a feeling that I thought had disappeared when you know what I'm saying when our kids got took and my baby mama died. You know what I mean? Like that reinvigorated me into believing in. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I'm gonna say love. They may didn't. I don't know. I don't know. But all I can say is like that right there is what really got me invigorated with life. Period. which got me going down, you know what I'm saying, into my awakening, everything. So shout out your rage, shout out sinner. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's not the point. Okay? The point what I'm saying is like I may have lost the zeal, you know what I'm saying, but I didn't change because I didn't become like a I didn't become meaner. I didn't become, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know what I'm saying? I just numbed everything away. You know what I mean? So I say this to say like your shadow work is like as I started deep diving into all my traumas and experiences and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna talk about all my traumas and stuff. I only talked about that the thing with the trans, and I only talked about that, but to say like to be an example of like it's okay to look at yourself and be honest about what's going on. You know what I mean? It's like how do I explain this? Like in a way where it's like don't don't be scared to sit with yourself. You know what I mean? And don't be scared about what labels or judgment other people will give to you, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. Only about what you take from it. You know what I mean? And and I came, like I said, I came to a realization where you know what, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying, it was. I figured out who I was, what I was attracted to, like just the true my true self. I started, you know what I'm saying, I started accepting me for all the good, the bad, the ugly, the you know what I'm saying, the feeling that I thought was not, you know what I'm saying, like that we judged upon. All of that is all human experience. You know what I mean? And once you realize that there is no bad human experience, it's all just a human experience. That's when you start. That's when all the that weight gets off your shoulder. That's when all that like um the self worth, self esteem. That's when you start building upon that, because then you start finding like seeing how strong you are. Like I told you, like I had bad self esteem issues, bad self confidence, like all self worth. Like I never thought I was worthy of anything. But as I was doing my shadow work, I started like my belief in myself, my respect for myself, my love for myself has been fucking phenomenal. Has grown phenomenal. Where like I know who I am. I know, you know what I'm saying. I just know who I am, and I love me for me. There's nobody can say nothing about me that will make me, that will break me, that will make me feel less of who I am. You know what I mean? And that's what the shadow work does. It makes it where you don't need external validations. You don't need to have people, you know what I'm saying, like you, because you love you, and that's all it is. You know what I mean? And 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 from what I heard, it's like the minute you start loving yourself and you stop needing all of, you know what I'm saying, what you think you needed, your whole life changes. And I feel like mine has changed in a way where now it's like, I don't know, it's like my energy is different. You know what I'm saying? Like my frequency is different. You know what I mean? I'm I'm just different. You know what I'm saying? And you can be too. Just do the work. Look within. Sit with yourself. Sit with those shadows. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like don't be embarrassed. Don't feel no shame, no disdain, no nothing. You know what I mean? Just realize that like everything that you've been through, every thought, every experience, every emotion, every feeling got you to where you are today. You know what I mean? And doing the shadow work, you start putting all of those everything I listed, you put all of things that you try to put away in your closet, that you try to hide away, you put it out in the open where it's like it can't hurt you no more. Because like when you bring everything out to to the open, and you know what I'm saying, it's like that's your truth. Like it can no longer hurt you. It can no longer chain you down. Because that's what it is when you had it hidden, all the stuff you have hidden and put away, hoping that nobody finds it. That's what chains you down. That's what chains you down, and you can and it's like and you can't go up. Remember, the whole point is to go up. The way forward is up. Remember this. Whenever whatever you're going through, just remember up. You want to go to heaven? Where's heaven? Up. You want to get closer with God? Where is God? Up. You know what I mean? You want to fuck with the devil? Shit. Cool. Cause I'm gonna tell you a secret, like that nobody knows. I'm gonna tell y'all. The devil fucks with me. I'm not gonna tell you why he fucks with me, but he does. And all my angels, my ancestors, even God, the divine, whatever you want to call it, the higher source, they respect it. Why? Because I'm me. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? Like that's who I am. You know what I'm saying? And like I have no qualms with it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I hope this was an eye opener. Like I said, um, shadow work very important. Please do, please do, please do, please do, please do. You can't go nowhere without your shadow work, because what your shadow work will do will unlock your true self. And whatever you're searching for, you can't go nowhere without being your true self. You can't like how will you expect anyone to love you if you don't love yourself and all of you, all the scars, the bitter moments, the sweet moments, all of those moments and experiences, all that you have to love all of that. Because you know what I'm saying, like if you want to have successful love, you want whoever you want to love you, you want them to see you for everything and love every part of you, so there is no secrets. You know what I'm saying? There's only clarity. There's only truth and honesty. There's no confusion. There's no lies. You know what I'm saying? Because like, how can you you can't gaslight. There's no gaslight. There's no nothing. There's no games. There's no nothing. You know what I mean? I was gonna get into boundaries and stuff, but I think I'm gonna do boundaries with the self. But boundaries is very important too. Don't ever, 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 ever be ashamed of having boundaries, strong boundaries. And no, boundaries and high standards are completely different things. I'll get into that later, but completely different. Anyways, like I said, do your work, do your shadow work. Um, don't be afraid to be yourself, be your true self. Cause it remember, don't worry about people liking you. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about like putting up a front so people could like you. Cause that's the worst thing you could do. Be yourself, and the right people will find you. You know what I mean? The right people who appreciate and love your true self will find you, and that's all you really want in this world. You want to be understood, you want to be appreciated, you want to be loved, but you want to be you want all of that the right way though. You don't want to you don't want to accept none of that because you were faking, because you were pretending to be somebody you're not, pretending to be somebody that you know that that who they want. Because then it's like you're shooting yourself in the foot, because that's not who you are. So then you gotta keep up that keep up that front. For how long can you lie to somebody for? And then how can you say you love somebody if you're lying to them? How can you say you love anybody when you're lying to yourself? Mhm. You know what I mean? Anyways, I hope you guys get the message. Um, it's okay. Like I said, I brought up the stuff that I worked on was I'm saying just because to show people that there's nothing that you should not be ashamed of experiencing anything in this human life, because at the end of the day it's all these you're supposed to learn from it. You know what I mean? And people who judge you, who well, because that's how I see it. If somebody could judge me and wants to call me whatever they want to call me, and they haven't done the shadow work, who the fuck is you to say anything to me? You know what I'm saying? Which remind me, I remember I was talking about shadow work, and so, somebody accused me of saying, "You haven't done your shadow work." How, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can you promote doing this, but then you haven't even done that. You haven't even done it. And then, first of all, my question is like, how are you? How does anybody tell you what you've been doing? Like, I don't like. I'm very pretty intuitive, but even I wouldn't do that. Like, if I hear you're lying, I'm not gonna tell you like I'm not gonna be like, oh, you lying, you haven't done shit. I'm like, okay, cool, because I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? For what? And so like I didn't want to argue with her, so I said, you know what? You're right, lady. I haven't done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I hope one day that I could, I could, I could do it. You know what I'm saying? I do the shadow work to make you proud. Like, anyways, you know what I'm saying? Basically, I bring that up to say like, don't do anything for people validations. You know what I mean? Don't spend energy trying to please people. You know what I'm saying? That's like I did my shadow work. I started realizing like I would people pleasing. I had a lot of childhood traumas. You know what I'm saying? And I've worked through a lot of them. But also I want to remind you guys, shadow work is a constant process. You don't just do it. You don't just do some shadow work, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm healed. No, um, it's constant. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's constant. It's not like you do it. It's every day. Different things may pop up, and you just work on yourself. You just like I said, you just gotta love yourself every day. Love yourself every day. Love yourself every day. Just remember that all of this is all everything you're feeling is perfectly normal. It's part of the human experience. We're here to learn. We're here to grow. We're here to have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like we're here to just like I said, live life as a human. You know what I mean? And also, like, once again, like I said, like you want to go, don't have. We're destroying old school old ways of thinking. So there's male, female, black, white, yellow, brown, whatever. We're getting rid of all of that. There is no. We are human beings. You know what I mean? Now, like at which there's cultures in different areas of the world. Like there are humans who experience different cultures, but like the world's getting small, so it's like it's not. It's remember it's just like if you see other humans like embodying your culture, that's not a sign of disrespect. That's a sign of respect. You know what I mean? It's not appropriate. What's that? Cultural appropriation. What is that? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not people trying to be like you. They're trying to okay, well, maybe they're trying to be like you, but remember, imitation is the best form of flattery. Like if people are trying to be like you, it's because they they respect you. They're not trying to steal anything. Just remember that. Stop thinking negatively. You know what I mean? Like if like because I'm Asian, like my my cultural heritage is I'm Asian. I'm Korean, and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't like if I seen like a white or black person who had like who tried to you know what I'm saying like had Korean garbs on, I would be like I'll see that as a sign of respect. You know what I mean? I would see that as oh, okay, like they actually are attempting to understand my cult. You know what I'm saying? Like my culture, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't feel bad. I wouldn't feel disrespected. I wouldn't be like motherfucker. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like 'cause it's not for me. Remember, it's all a human experience. You know what I'm saying? Experience in different cultures is part of that. How else do you expect people to learn how to understand? How else do you expect people to you know what I'm saying love you despite differences? How you know what I'm saying? Like remember, the whole point of this experience is really ultimately, in my eyes, is for love. It's to build love for everybody, for every soul you meet, even for the NPCs. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna get into the NPC because like I have some views on that, which um it gets into a lot of controversial stuff. Okay. You know what? Never mind. We're not gonna get into that. But like yeah, like I said, like remember, the goal is to love. I'm saying the goal is to have understanding, have compassion, be empathetic. You know what I mean? Don't be like super empathetic, where you bend over backward, but just kind of, I'm saying, empathetic, basically like switch perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Change perspectives, change how you view things, and kind of start to look at it through their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like what they've been through. Like I said, the goal. I'm saying to understand. Like when you start understanding people, different people, just people. Period. You start to the hate start to melt. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, the hate starts to melt. And if it doesn't, then fuck, I don't know what's wrong with you. But when you start understanding people and understanding their plight, the hate starts to melt. Cause then you start relating. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all want the same things. I guarantee you, we all want the same things. You know what I mean? We just probably go about it different ways. You know what I mean? But anyways, I hope this has been effective. Effective? I won't say effective. I hope this has been like helpful. That's the word. Helpful. And yes, I understand. Like, I may sound nervous. I may sound lispy. Um, I could have done this with AI. No, I'm not. I do this with my real voice. Because this is me, genuine, authentically me. This is how like if we get into conversation, that's how I'm talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know what I'm saying like you know what I'm saying like yeah. So if I sound weird or whatever you want to, whatever adjective you want to use to describe me negatively, that's cool. I really do hope that you guys don't like excuse for how it sounds, but just hear me for what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Just understand what I'm saying. Good. And also, please do your shadow work. You know what I'm saying? Do your shadow work. That's like, I can't stress enough how important your shadow work is to your elevation as a human being, to your elevation as a soul, your elevation, your energy elevation, your frequency elevation, everything. It starts within. It starts with your shadow work. Um, don't be ashamed of who you are, because like I love you. People love you. We all love you. You know what I mean? But most importantly, I love you. You know what I mean? Trust me, dude. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me when I tell you this. You know what I mean? Um, Damn. Do I sound? Okay. Trust me. I'm not a narcissist. I promise you. I may display some narcissistic tendencies sometimes, but I'm not. I'm not. Trust me. I've done the shadow work. I know who I am. But like I said, do your shadow work. If you have difficulties, if you, know what I'm saying, if you want to contact me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not gonna give my number, but like reply, send a reply. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Send me a message. I don't know how all this shit works because I don't really. This is my second. This is okay. So this is my third video I made. Second, I've actually talked, and second one that actually have talked about this right here, like raising our frequency. So hopefully you guys hear this and just do your shadow work. Like fuck whatever I say, fuck all of that. Do your shadow work. Let's let's get you to be your true self. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you comfortable with being your true self. You know what I'm saying? Let's get you loving who you are. Self love, self respect, self esteem, self confidence, self worth, self worth, Self worth. You are worthy. You know what I'm saying? Remember this. And you already know this, but trust me, I wish I had somebody who told me this back in the day, who like was telling me about working on me and doing my shadow work. But then again, I don't, cause then like my life would have been different. But then I wouldn't be here doing this right now. And I feel like it's just very important right now to be doing this. But anyways, like I said, I love you all. Um, part three is coming. I'm pretty sure it's coming soon. I'm probably gonna record it today, um, and probably release it tomorrow. I don't know. Probably yeah, probably gonna release it tomorrow. And it's part three is purpose. Yes, purpose. Get ready. We on the way. All right, talk to y'all later.